2.0 and Daniel Garcia did a promo. And I said, the chubby 2.0 guy's doing Randy Savage.
He's great. I like
He's
that
doing
guy.
ICW Randy Savage. Not over the top WWF Randy Savage, but more ICW Randy Savage. And Garcia looks 16 years old. And I mean, he's very serious face, but he's, but anyway, they're basically, they're one to get noticed. They're there to, I can't remember the exact verbiage. They're going to disrupt some things. They're going to piss in somebody's post toasties. They're going to get some attention, right? And that just happened to play there. And then here comes the Magic Man again, the true demo god, the ratings bonanza, CM Punk and back in Chicago. Music and chants and signs and excitement and etc. And I'm saying, okay, maybe they'll get 2 in a row. Well, count 3, counting the Rampage, but we're talking just on Dynamite. I wanted to like this. I liked many parts of it, and I see where they were going, and we'll talk about it, and we'll talk about what they could have done. I saw some people saying that, well, they've ruined the whole thing now. It's not that bad. But this was, unfortunately, when they laid it out verbally, if it had been performed as it was supposed to be, I would have been with this. I can't call out Punk on this because if they had done it right, it would have been fine. But the problem was they needed heel fodder for Punk to get physical and for the thing they wanted to do to bring Darby Allin and Punk together in the ring. They picked the wrong people to do it. And those people's performance got the first little bit of bullshit on Punk that he's gotten since he's been there. I will elaborate. Punk starts the promo, and he's speaking to the people again. He didn't promo them. Like I said, great baby faces. They're genuine. People can tell he means it. He created some doubt. Am I still as good as after 7 years? So he could let the fans disagree. You still got it. This was very good. Verbally, everything's great. All of a sudden, you hear the people react, and Punk turns to the side, and he goes after somebody. It looks like a mark is hitting the ring, and actually that's what it was, kind of. Here comes Daniel Garcia and 2.0, and they hit the ring, and Punk meets him, and they start fighting. I've mentioned this about this Garcia. He went from we've never heard of this fucking guy's existence before to he's in everything. He's the Forrest Gump of wrestling now. I saw a picture of Ford's Theater the night of the Lincoln assassination. There was Daniel Garcia in the orchestra pit. And this is where we went sideways. They were supposed to attack Punk 3-on-1 and get him down and cause Darby and Sting to come down, which they did, but it looked so weak. It was so bad. The phony-looking punches, the phony-looking kicks. And I don't even understand that these guys these days don't understand about how to get heat on somebody in the ring, how to attack them, how to make the people, how to create urgency and jeopardy. It's not by just kneeling down next to somebody and just throwing these windmill punches that come, in some cases, in close proximity to the head or face, in some cases, the shoulder, the back. And they're just when guys are kicking and stomping and dropping elbows, there's supposed to be noise on the ring, and you boom, 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 and it creates the subliminal impression. You see the noise and the motion and the violence. And this is just somebody having a kid's tantrum on top of a fucking guy who's just covering up. And it looked weak, and it took you out of it visually. So then Sting and Darby come down, and they start the comeback, and then Punk comes up and starts fighting back, and then we're back to fucking oomph because Punk backs the guy up in the corner and gives him ambidextrous, ambidextrous punches. Boom, good looking ones in the corner. Boom, he's got fire, he's got emotion. Then they all set up and give all three of their finishes, and I'll talk about this in a second. But Punk did the go to sleep thing, and then Sting gets the microphone after they've shit-canned the heels and does the average Sting promo. It was so-so, and the ending was kind of flat. But it got Darby Allin and Punk to be face-to-face and nose-to-nose. What's going to happen? It was a good deal in conception and not execution because, as I said, the heels were no threat. They were supposed to be just fodder, but their shit looked so weak and Punk had to sell it like it was good to be down. That was the point. They got him down. They didn't give him anything to sell where he should have been down. It looked like shit. Sting's promo was because Sting's promos are usually It didn't hurt Punk, but it didn't help him. What did you think about it before I tell you what I would have done?
I thought Punk did a good promo. I have liked 2.0 and Daniel Garcia, but I agree with your overall point. They've been involved in everything. They've been involved in main event stuff from the moment they got there in terms of Moxley, Darby, Punk, guys at the top of the card, top baby faces. And nothing against them. They've been good, but why all of a sudden are they in this position? And
their work doesn't hold it up.
I'm not going to say that because I think their work has been fine, but they're new. They're in the company.
I'm not talking about having matches. We're talking about drawing money now. If you can't get in the ring and kick shit out of a babyface, if you're a heel in a believable way, then you ain't going to draw any money.
Well, their matches have been all right. And I just don't know why they've been so involved in everything. And I like them. I'm a fan of what I've seen so far. Darby and Sting walking broodingly to the ring.
That was another thing.
I hated it when the Big Show had to walk to the ring slowly to save the Schiavone family. And then this time, Punk's getting beaten up by three guys, so Sting and Darby have to get there, but running's out of the question.
And waited for their music.
Running is out of the question, and that's what I was about to hit on. This has become a big AEW problem. Everyone's music hits every time they come out. No one runs out without their music. The music hits, and it's becoming a real crutch. And it was on this show, actually.
But that's, the thing that I don't care if 2.0 can have some good matches with some people, then let them get a little more over and let people think of them in a better, but all of a sudden just everything, but especially with Punk. But like you said, they've been in everything, but especially with Punk. No, you didn't need the top main event heels because you needed them to be fodder in this instance, but their shit needed to look good because now you're fucking with Punk and you're fucking with Punk's aura. And so that was the problem. What I would have done, to be quite honest with you, since they've been presented as somewhat feckless and ineffective up till now, Team Taz. Why the fuck couldn't Ricky Starks, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Hook have benefited from being involved in the first physical interaction that CM Punk had? And now you say, well, they're doing something else. Well, they're making all this shit up anyway. So why couldn't they have had some flimsy reason, Starks especially, to come out and confront, say, but they want to get over. They want to be in the main event. Team Taz, blah, blah, blah. Point is, if you had Starks and Hook and Hobbs come out and tackle the motherfucker, and let Punk fight back a little more, and he bumps fucking Hook, and he bumps fucking Starks, and then he turns and Hobbs catches him with those big spine busters, boom, and flattens him. And now they let Starks get on him, kicking a shit out of him, while they're standing there and fucking laughing about it, because Starks is a hell of a worker, and it's going to look good, and there's jeopardy. It's 3-on-1, but the one guy's doing the damage. Then here comes Sting and Darby without music, running. And Darby comes in and peels fucking Hook around and gives him that big flippy-doo stunner. Boom, and Hook takes a bump out. And Sting spins that fucking Hobbs around. And goddamn boom, nails him, backs him up 1 step, 2 steps, and he and Darby together double clothesline, and Hobbs goes out over the top. And now Punk has come out from under Starks, and now Punk the only one doing shit. Setting up the 3 babyface finishers was a cute little moment, but it was contrived and it took a while, and the people were up. Have fucking Punk come out from under that fucking Starks and go and give him those 10 punches in the fucking quarter and bring him right out in the middle, and while Darby's watching and Sting's watching, all eyes are on Punk, and he gives Starks the go to sleep. Stark bumps out, and fucking these guys get him, and they fucking take off, and now you got the face-to-face. Now you have eliminated job guys beating up CM Punk. The heat that was gotten on him have looked better. You still get the save. You still get excitement, but you put all the focus on CM Punk giving his finish in a wrestling ring for the first time in 7 years instead of it being one of 3 taking place simultaneously. And then you're in the same place. And then if Sting wants to do the same interview, I guess that's pretty much what you're going to get, because he didn't know who any of these people were before he signed for this company anyway. And he's saying shit that they've told him to say because he doesn't watch wrestling on his days off. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on, and you can tell. So, what do you think about that, Brian?
I think it's pretty good. I agree with you that that's something that you want the right people to get the rub from the first time Punk does something, and Team Taz has been misused. Despite the fact that they're great, despite the fact that the fans react to them, Hook has a following. He's done nothing. I agree with you. And I think, based on interviews I've read, I didn't hear any of them, but I read the quotes from what Punk said. Ricky Starks is one of the guys he's looking forward to working with.
Well, I guess he'll have to be patient and wait a little while, just like he told him about Danielson. They did a package on Cage and Twinkle Toes with other people's comments about what's going to happen that I kind of zipped through.